Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about more of a nutrition subject because I was actually asked a question by a friend earlier today about which foods are best for exercise and exercise recovery. So since I do a lot of sports myself, I do kung fu, yoga, kickboxing every now and again. I've done all sorts of gym and fitness stuff as well, running on occasion even. Um, so I've been confronted quite a lot with the subject of what to actually eat when you're trying to recover quicker from working out. And I just want to tell you today about three of my absolute favorite um, foods that I eat in order to recover quicker, in order to have more energy while exercising, in order to also have really good lean muscle growth, even. And yeah, so just three of my favorite foods. Number one, the banana. Yes, obviously this was coming. The banana has to be present in any video that is about vegan food and about exercise and sports and recovery because bananas are just such an amazing, fantastic food. Um, Not only does it contain a lot of magnesium, which is really great for muscle recovery and prevents cramping, but it also has a lot of potassium, which helps replenish electrolytes after you've sweated a lot. It's a very calorie dense fruit, which, well, it's one banana is about 90 to 100 calories, so for fruit, that's quite a bit already. So you actually have a lot of sugar if you eat in your blood, if you eat a lot of bananas. So even while you're working out, having a banana as a snack or just after your workout will be a really great way to get some carbohydrates in your system again to give you some energy again. And then another really interesting thing about bananas is they contain tryptophan, which is the precursor to serotonin, which is our happy hormone. So bananas will boost your post-workout high and endorphin rush. So for that, they're just absolutely fantastic. They're super easy to take anywhere with you. Make sure this one isn't quite ripe yet. It needs to have those little brown spots on it, obviously, for all the starches to be converted into glucose, and then you can eat it. And I mean, you can have pretty much as many bananas as you want. You don't have to worry about potassium overdoses or anything like that. I read somewhere that you would have to have about 100 bananas in 30 seconds in order to get a proper potassium overdose. So if you're up to the challenge, go for it. But I'm happy with about 5 to 10 bananas a day. That's all good. Yeah, so bananas, number one food for exercise, energy, and recovery. Second food is the very underappreciated date. I love dates because they are really rich in sugar, so I actually make Datorade as a workout drink, especially if I know that I'm going to be working out for a long time, or for example if I'm going on a hike, then I'm usually out for a couple of hours, and Datorade is fantastic to just keep replenishing your carbohydrate reserves throughout your exercise. So for Datorade, what I do is I take about 10 to 15 dates in a liter of water and I just blend them up. If I know it's going to be quite hot, I add some fresh mint leaves or just some mint oil to the Datorade and blend that up with the Datorade because it just gives a really nice, refreshing menthol aroma. And dates are really nutritious as well. They are very high in minerals, which is really awesome. I think, what was it? I think it was iron or magnesium or something like that. That was also in there. I'm not sure. I'll have to check up on that again. But dates are super high in minerals, so they're not just sugar. They're also quite high in fiber, so you won't get a super intense insulin spike, and they actually level out quite nicely. So dates are really fantastic if you're working out. They're also super easy to take with you as a high calorie, fruity, mineral rich snack if you're going to be out and about, like if you're, like I said, going for a hike. Or we used to do these boot camps at Kung Fu, and we used to go out onto a farm and do bush hikes and all sorts of really crazy intense boot camp exercises out in the bush. And I wish I had known about Datorade back then. I think it would have saved me many a muscle cramp and quite a few quite a few lows as well. So dates are fantastic. And number 3 is one of my absolute favorites, dark leafy greens. This one's really, really dark. It's actually one of my absolute favorites. In South Africa, we know it as dino kale. So it is a type of kale, but it's not that curly variation. It's like these long, thin leaves, but they're really, really tasty. But basically any kind of leafy greens. Why? Because leafy greens contain a hell of a lot of minerals, which are really, really important to replenish if you're exercising a lot. And they usually contain quite a bit of naturally occurring sodium as well, which is also great to replenish your electrolytes. And the one thing that everyone always gets asked when they say they're on a plant-based diet is protein. Most dark leafy greens have about, I think 20% of calories coming from protein. I'm not entirely sure now, but they have a lot of protein. And the thing about plant-based protein is it's free amino acids, and it's not these super long protein chains like in animal proteins that your body has to then break down and then you cook it so it's denatured, so it forms bonds with carbohydrates and you can't even digest it anyways. So this plant protein is just so much more digestible, and it's so much better for building lean muscle, and you don't even have to have that much protein in your diet. To build about 5 kilos of lean muscle in a year, you would need about what is it? Well, if basically the thing. Okay, so a little detour now. The thing about protein is that the average male body goes through about 10 kilos of protein in a year. That's about just under 30 grams every day. So that's all the protein we need. If we're eating highly bioavailable plant proteins, that's all the protein we need, because our body doesn't go through more in a year. So if you want to build about 5 kilos of lean muscle, then you add about half of that. So you add about 40 grams, maybe 45 grams of protein per day, which is, it's about less than half of what most bodybuilders and people on high protein diets and all of that eat per day. And it's absolutely amazing because your body doesn't need much to do amazing things. So plant protein, also very, very alkalizing, which is really good if you've done some really intense exercise, because that makes your body quite acidic. If you're training, instead of training aerobically, if you're training in your anaerobic metabolic state, so it helps get out the lactic acid, helps realkalize your body through the minerals in it. Lots of fiber as well, but yeah, the protein is why I love these beauties. So if you haven't added these to your diet yet, then please do, and you really will notice that your exercise results just go through the roof. Really cool thing to do in terms of planning is, I've already told you about the Datorade with the dates during your workout, as your workout drink to replenish your carbohydrates while you're working out. And the other thing you can do is you can combine the bananas and the leafy greens, and you can just make a green smoothie. Just add about 2 cups of water to 3 or 4 bananas and two nice big handfuls of leafy greens. And you can have that maybe after your workout or even before your workout. If I work out in the morning, then I really enjoy having a green smoothie for breakfast because it's really light and easy to digest. And then I just take a Datorade to drink while I'm working out or even for after. Otherwise, if you're maybe working out later in the evening, just have a bit of a green smoothie after, and it's a lot better than having a really heavy meal after exercising, because often when we've exercised a lot, we're still in that adrenaline rush state sort of, so our stomachs don't really want to have anything really, really heavy. But we still need some calories, and we still need to replenish our bodies after we've worked out. So green smoothies are absolutely amazing. And I always just make mine on the base of a banana and a couple of bananas and just some leafy greens. Super, super simple. So yeah, those are my 3 favorite workout foods: bananas, dates, and any kind of leafy greens that you can get your hands on, whether it's kale, spinach, chard, even stuff like parsley and herbs and stuff like that, even like darker salads or carrot greens or beetroot greens, all of that works. Yeah, so that's mine. What's yours? I want to know what foods you love to eat when you're working out or after you've worked out, what foods you've had great results with. Put your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.